All right, what's up, everybody? Christopher Leon Johnson here. So I'm here at City Hall, and just want to make it clear that we're on the steps right now, and they're having a joint rally. So that means like it's two organizations that's going to be leading this rally with many others, like Transalt and Open Plans and all this shit like that. And what's happening is that you know, again, they don't understand. Like, they helped call Madani become mayor. They the ones that made Madani mayor. Thanks for making Madani mayor, by the way. Y'all made Madani become mayor. Y'all gonna make Madani mayor. You made Madani mayor. You made Madani become the mayor, and you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win your own seat. I'll tell you right now. That's going to the Democrats 26. Vote for Piece of Sooner for fucking Piece of Sooner for state assembly. That's my cosign. Yeah, they helped Madani become the mayor. They don't understand. They don't want to help this shit happen. They don't understand that. They caused this. They caused this. Yeah, I'm not trying to start shit, but it's like because let me do another spit game here. That in the city council changed the rule. They amended the rules to where if you right, they've been treated this like inside. So basically, they treat the plaza, these steps, like inside. Okay, and the way it works is that if you be disorderly, they will kick you out of the city council thing, and you can't go out the whole day. Okay, fine. But now they put it to where they could ban you up to 30 days for it. So if you do something, they can say up to 30 days. So it could be 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 7, 9, 11, 13, 12, 15, 19, 23, 28, 29, even 30 days. They can do that. They can say any number and ban you for those amount of days. That's the truth. So going forward, I had to say this right here that, look, they don't understand, these people don't understand that. They don't understand that, like, the two that walked in, Phyllis and Joanne Ariola, those two, they the ones that helped the shit. They don't saying like they gonna get mad all they want. They don't want that culture to happen. They can get mad about Zoran all they want, but they the one that told that fucking piece of shit Sealer to stay in the race. Curtis got in the fucking race. Curtis should have never stood in that race. That's what happened, guys. Curtis stood in the race. He stood in the race, and he split the vote against Cuomo, became the spoiler, and now Madani's the mayor of New York City. It's fucking crazy. But they can get mad all they want. People can get mad at me all they want. They don't say like, yo, fuck Curtis Wheeler and fuck everybody that supported the guy. Y'all can get mad all y'all want about Madani being the mayor. Oh, the communist mayor. Okay, fine. You guys that help communism come to New York City. They're the ones that help communism come to New York City. They don't understand that shit. I didn't want no fucking communism come to New York City. You know? So that's Carmen's comms director right there. So they're the ones that helped, like they don't understand, like they're the ones that helped Madani become the mayor. But then they went, oh, we're gonna fight Madani. How the fuck? Okay, you're gonna fight what y'all call? Oh, I get it now. So it's a grift. You guys are, you Republicans in the city council are full of shit, and mostly all you guys are. You guys, except for a few, except for Ina Bernikoff, who did the right thing and said like, look, let's not fucking support Curtis the spoiler. So outside is fucking what's this bullshit? Oh yeah, COPA. I'm not there to crash it because look, let me tell you about COPA. That shit might go through. It might go through next term. In 2 weeks. It might go through. And there's nothing you can do about it. Madani supports not only the Taxi Workers Alliance, he supports the Taxi Workers Alliance, he supports not only TWA, he supports these guys. He supports the Larisas. So yeah, Sheikh Christian walking in right now. They don't like. Yeah, they don't understand. Like, look, you got Republicans like Joe Ariola, who was the biggest champion of letting fucking the piece of shit in. Like, they help Madani. They help this. Like, they get mad about this all they want. They can get mad at Madani for the next 4 years all they want, and many Republicans get mad about Madani all they want. They don't understand. Like, at 26, Madani's gonna be our mayor. Everything he's gonna push through is going to happen, and the government, the new gubernatorial will never ever go back to the fucking to the Republicans. The Republicans was not winning gubernatorial this year. They're not. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's something where. Yeah, like I got told by the cop. Well, I'm not starting to say I don't want to quote piece of shit. I mean, but basically, if you be disorderly and you want to, like, let's say, like I told earlier, like they changed the rule, but they've been had this shit here on the steps where, like, if you act out, they'll kick you out for the whole day. But they changed to where it's like, if you act out, not only they kick you out the whole day, they could ban you up for 30 days from participating in activities in the city council just for fucking doing it. So they changed that rule. That was because of Raul. I think that the final straws when Raul got in Alexa's face on those steps, and they ain't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, what's up, Shakar? What up, boy? What up? Hey, you man? The man, that's the guy right there, the prime sponsor of Intro 276 2024, Shakar Christian. So, it's the prime sponsor. So, I mean, I'll tell you right now, like, my honesty is that the LaRista bill might die, but the LaRista bill might die, but the FAVs might go through because of Madani. Yeah, so.
Hey, Victoria, let's get one picture. Let's do the same thing in the background.
So there's a joint rally here with Worker Justice Project and Taxi Workers Alliance. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah.
chequeate lo hago. William, ¿a qué hora empieza?
A las 12, ¿quieres saber?
Las 12:12.
Sí, ya va a empezar.
Ok. Yo he grabado ya con eso. ¿Cuánto que va? No me lo tiene 4K. No lo tiene 4K porque es que después se me hace incómodo para Premiere. I'm serious. No, yo ni siquiera tengo.
Shaker.
¿Está bien?
Right man power! Union power! Right man power! Union power! Your driver! No Uber! Your driver! No Uber! Your driver! No Uber! 1, 2, 3, 4. No more deactivation. No more. Deactivation? No more. You see the reason? 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! How are you?
No, little work. Little practice. No driver, no Uber. Now that's a big serious difference.
One more second.
Yo lo paré.
Can I be the last guy to ask you a picture? You were also doing
Saeed!
yes.
Yes.
Saeed, where you at?
Who don't have a poster, brother? I need everybody should have a poster. Yes, everybody.
That's it.
Yeah, everybody go in this game. Thank you. I'll take a picture of it.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, we inside. You see us on the steps. Thank you. That's very, very kind. Driver power! Union power! Union power! Driver power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power!
want everybody go in. I want this space should be empty, right? Anybody come in and like look straight. When you have a social media, brother, picture is very important. This show you organizing, like unionized, right? It shows you how.
¿Estás haciendo live? No, son videos. Entonces, básicamente le
What's the chant you guys do?
Deliverista. Deliverista power. That's
We should do it together.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was looking for. And then the other one is
This one is good for both.
Still more people. I should give 10 minutes.
Coming and coming.
Still like 10 minutes. Like this, it becomes like
Hey, what's up? Feeling good. Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
People stick, they keep coming.
Do you have another rally after this?
Drive power! Union power! Drive power! Union power! Drive power! Union power! Your driver! No ruler! Hey, ho! The activation's got to go! Hey, ho! The activation's got to go! What's that? Hey, ho! The activation's got to go! 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 All right, are we ready, everyone? Yeah! Our taxi workers here? Yeah! Our delivery workers here? Yeah! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Good afternoon, everyone. We are here, fired up, energized. We are here today to stand for our drivers. We are here to protect the rights, the livelihood, the wages of our drivers. Am I right? Yes! We are seeing every day Lyft and Uber engage in horrendous tactics, spreading lies, spreading fear, false information, maligning the drivers who are the reason those billion-dollar companies are successful every single day. But when you hear the lies from those app companies, I want you to take a look at the faces behind me. Sisters and brothers every day who are moving this city forward, who make sure that every New Yorker can get to their home, get to their job, get to their family, get to the airport. Our drivers are some of the most essential workers in this city.
That's right.
They carry us forward every single day. They are the reason why app companies like Lyft and Uber even make the billion-dollar profits they make. But they are treating their drivers extremely badly. They are treating the workers who are the reason these companies are financially profiting, they are treating them with disrespect. Firing them overnight, deactivating them with no notice, no process, no reason. That is how a driver
not only loses their job and their livelihood, it is how a driver loses their ability to pay their rent or their mortgage.
Right.
It is how a driver loses their ability to pay for childcare.
That's right.
It is how a driver loses their ability to provide for their family and put food on the table every night. And that will not stand. We will end unfair deactivations in this city, and that is why we are here today. Intro 276 makes clear that every driver in this city must be given notice, must be given an opportunity to be heard, must know the charges against them before they are deactivated, not after. It makes sure that process is happening in front of a neutral arbiter and agency. So we don't have a situation where Uber and Lyft are the prosecutor, judge, and jury. Because that is wrong. That is morally wrong. That is legally wrong. And that's why we are going to pass this bill this session to correct the law, to make sure that this city not only stands with workers in name, but in action. We will end unfair deactivations once and for all in New York City. And I want to send a message loud and clear to Uber and Lyft. Every tactic you try to stall this bill, to run out the clock, when Lyft spreads lies and fear and false information, you can try all those tactics you want, spending money on trying to suppress and trample on their workers instead of supporting them. They can try that, but what they don't have on their side is the power of thousands of drivers behind us. Of millions of New Yorkers who depend on our drivers every single day. An entire labor movement across the country that knows that when our drivers stand together, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. That we will send a message once again, just like we did with the medallion crisis, that when drivers come together, this is a victory for labor that will echo across the country yet again. We will end unfair deactivations in this city. Let's get it done, everybody! Power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! All right, everyone. It is my honor now to bring up the head of the New York Taxi Workers Alliance, a sister who needs no introduction, but she's on the front lines of this fight every single day. We will call up now Vitamin Desai, the Taxi Workers Alliance.
Driver power!
Union power!
Union power!
Driver power!
Driver power!
Union power!
Brothers and sisters, we are here today on the steps of City Hall, where we plan to return in a couple of weeks when this city council makes history and passes a bill that is long overdue for basic job security for the largest private sector workforce in the city of New York, Uber and Lyft drivers. For too long, we have been fighting over 3 years for this bill. But the fight was even darker and, more hard before 3 years ago when Councilman Krishnan had the leadership and the vision to stand with us and say that it is possible to create law that will codify the rights of Uber and Lyft drivers against these unfair firings. Because the reality is, while we've been on these streets for 3 years fighting for this bill, Uber and Lyft have been deactivating drivers for over a decade now. These same companies use venture capital money to put bonuses on the table and to attract tens of thousands of drivers. Uber at the end of 2014 had around 40,000 cars, and within less than 2 years had 80,000 cars. They they continued to overhire, even when they knew that their venture capital money would dry up and there would not be enough trips for the drivers. But instead of distributing their profits to the workers that have created them their riches, they instead arbitrarily fire drivers. It is an unfair and it is an unjust practice, but we have no doubt that deactivations for Uber and Lyft, they are a business plan. They are not about customer service. They're not about safe driving. At the end of the day, they're fundamentally about firing drivers because they know that they overhire drivers. Well, we're here to let the companies know that workers are not expendable. We're here to let the companies know that in New York City, where across our city, millions of New Yorkers want to send a message to ICE that immigrants are not expendable. We need Uber and Lyft to look at us in our eyes and understand that immigrant workers are not expendable.
That's right.
It does not matter if that injustice happens at the hands of a police force or it happens with the touch of a button on an app. Workers should not be displaced from our society. They should not be displaced from our economy. And that is what Uber and Lyft have been doing with deactivations. You know, it has been a long fight, but we have been determined to win because no matter how long it takes you, there is nothing sweeter than the taste of justice.
That's right.
Too many of our brothers and sisters who've been deactivated through the years have suffered. We know of drivers who have ended up in shelters, drivers who have ended up in even hospitals from heart attacks, from the stress of being deactivated. It is painful for any working person to lose their job, especially in an economy where we have growing unemployment. But for drivers who have to pay to go to work every single day, they not only are left without income, they still have to bear expenses. $60,000, $80,000 on a vehicle. $6,000 you may have paid up front for your vehicle insurance, only to find out the next week, the next day, the next hour that you have lost your job without any notice, without any just cause. And at the end of that injustice, there is no hope in sight because there is no independent appeal process. The processes that exist right now are controlled by Uber and Lyft. Uber has a company union called the Independent Drivers Guild that has been spreading lies about our bill and about our campaign, and because they have a financial investment. Uber's own website says that Uber decides which deactivations can be appealed under the Uber and IDG process. Uber has also testified that the driver panel that IDG says will make the decision on these appeals, while IDG recommends the drivers, Uber testified publicly that Uber has the final say on who those decision makers are. That is not acceptable, especially when those decision makers have no standard in the law to follow when they make their decision. That is what Intro 276 fundamentally changes. Drivers will be able to choose where they take their complaint or their appeal. It could be through a city agency, the DCWP, who we are so proud to have the support of on this bill. It could be through an arbitrator or through the courts if they've opted out of arbitration in their contracts. And here's the thing, no matter which venue the driver chooses to file their appeal, that fact finder must follow the law of Intro 276 and look at specific factors when they determine whether or not that deactivation was legal. That is what this bill is about. It is about building a foundation of law so that 80,000 Uber and Lyft drivers are no longer treated as second-class citizens in our city. A city where we serve over 800,000 passengers every single day. A city that is the breadbasket for Uber and Lyft. A city without whom Uber and Lyft cannot financially survive. Well, as we say every day, no driver,
No Uber!
no driver,
No Uber!
no driver,
No Uber!
and Uber and Lyft, no justice, no driver. No 276, there will be no justice, and our fight will not end. Lastly, I want to say, brothers and sisters, we are so proud that we get to stand here on these steps of City Hall, not only with our champions, Councilman Krishnan and Councilman Marte, Council Members Young, but also we are out here with our brothers and sisters from Worker Justice Project and Los Deliveristas Unidos. Deliverista! Power! Deliverista! Power! Deliverista! Power! Every single day, over 160,000 Uber and Lyft drivers and deliveristas work on these streets. They do the labor that allows other New Yorkers to labor, to leisure, to take time out, and to literally eat. Brothers and sisters, we struggle on the streets every day. We serve on the streets every day. We fight together on the streets every day. And very soon, with Intro 276 and Intro 1332, we will celebrate the victory of an end to unfair deactivations for drivers and deliveristas in the coming months. Worker power!
Union power!
Worker power!
Union power!
All right. Thank you so much, Bhairavi, and I'm so grateful for our council members who have joined us today too. Before we hear from one who is here with us, I want to now introduce a driver. You need to hear their stories, to understand their struggle, what they have to face every day, the fear, the uncertainty, despite the hard work they do for our city. I want to call up now a Lyft driver and Taxi Work Alliance member, Saif Aiza, to come say a few words. Come on up, brother.
Union power!
Driver power!
No driver!
No Uber!
Greetings, peace, everyone. My name is Saif Aiza. I am a member of the New York Working Taxis Alliance, and I was unfairly deactivated by Uber. First, they accused me of doing fraud, and when I proved it, they said I have double account, and then they just ignored me totally. I have no way to defend myself. Now I'm struggling to pay my rent and my car payments, my insurance, my bills, my utility bills. Only working for one app company Lyft. I am drowning in so much debt that I filed for bankruptcy because of what unfair deactivation did to me. The price I have to pay for unfair deactivation impacted my health, mentally and physically. I cannot work no more a full shift. After 4 hours, my back and my knees are giving up. The stress and the frustration I got from unfairly being deactivated from this app company. I cannot pay for my groceries. I have to go on payment plans just to pay my bills. Unfair deactivation ruined my life. I don't have a normal life no more. I cannot socialize. I cannot spend quality time with my kids no more. I have to distance myself and stay in the room by myself because I cannot face my kids with this disgrace and shame. I cannot bring food on the table for them because I was unfairly deactivated by these companies. I have to pay for my car, for my payment, and I cannot even pay it sometimes. I have to pay for my rent, and I cannot even pay it sometimes. I have to pay for my insurance. I have to borrow money to pay for all these utility bills that I cannot even afford. When these billionaires and billionaires are sucking our blood of our back, and when one click, we get unfairly deactivated. With all these expenses and all these losses and the financial stress I get on my health, I have to take pills just to calm myself down. Sometimes I have to pull over and take a break because I cannot take the pressure and the stress that my health is going through of what I got from this unfair deactivation. We need a bill. We need a bill that defends us to secure our job. We need a bill that we can prove and give evidence. We need a bill that will defend all these people behind me. I'm just one story. I'm not the only one. Everybody behind me and thousands of drivers have the same stories. They're not like me. Because a bill that will end unfair deactivation and allow you to defend yourself is our basic right. Our basic dignity. These customers, Uber and Lyft, and these giant companies program them that we are nothing but a number. They can come in and disrespect us.
No more.
Yes, no more to this.
No more.
We need a bill that will protect the drivers from not just going home the next day and wake up and you don't know what you're gonna tell your kids. You can just wake up one day and then you put on the app and you don't know why. You have no idea which customer that came in and do not like you the way you look. Which customer have a problem that brought into your car. Because of we have no right. All we need is basic dignity, basic respect. That's all we need. And these giant CEOs make all these billions and we make the money for them and we cannot even get basic dignity. We have no respect. We're just a number. A bill that will defend us from one false complaint. Somebody that can just come in and then they have a problem. They take it on you. I'm just one story. We take people every night. We risk our lives in the street. Sun, rain, snow, dangerous neighborhoods. We are the ones we are the one that will take your family members safely when they are afraid to go out in the night or early in the morning or when the public transportation breaks down. We are the one that risk our lives every day and every night. We cannot even get our basic dignity that we need. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your powerful story. Saeed Brother's story is the story of so many drivers across the city. Our city owes each of you a great debt of gratitude, and that's what we'll fight together to get this done. Now, I couldn't do this work without colleagues in the City Council who are by our side, who fight for us every step of the way, and know the impact of this bill, know the impact that this issue is having on drivers, because they represent immigrant communities too. I want to now call up from Brooklyn, my sister, Councilmember Susan Juan, to say a few words. Come on up.
Thank you. After all that strong speech, it's very hard for me to follow. And first of all, I want to thank my colleague, Councilmember Shaker, because of him, we united here together today. I worked with a lot of Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, taxi drivers in my district. They come to me often when they need help. They get fines without any reason. They get tickets without any reason. They even don't get tickets when they go to the bathroom. So they pay the tax, they pay the insurance, they pay the fines, which is another tax. Now they have to calling. A lot of drivers can self-defense. Yes, a lot of immigrants self-defense. We have a lot of immigrants here. I also is an immigrant. I came here when I was 20 years old. I understand how hard people work as immigrants and how much work they have to do to get a citizenship, to get a green card, and also they have a family to feed. Not to mention the driver makes serious investment to the job, paying TLC fees, tolls, and fines. In moments, all their hard work could be gone, right? This is why we need to ensure the drivers are protected by requiring these businesses to have a just cause for account deactivation. When we say we stand with immigrants, this is the way we do it. We do that today. We will make sure every immigrant treated fairly. Thank you.
That's right. And I
Union power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Union power! Driver power!
That's right. Thank you so much, Councilmember Schwang. And I also want to recognize he was here before, Councilmember Chris Marte too, who's very supportive of our bill as well. Now, I want to bring up another driver to tell his story. I'm going to bring up Brother Azizul Haq to come say a few words as well.
Driver power!
Union power!
Union power!
Driver power!
Driver power!
Union power!
Thank you so much everybody for come together and show our support for this bill. The reason we are here, because we are suffering a lot. My name is MD Azizul Haq. I am a NYTWA member and I have been driving for over 6 years for this industry. Uber deactivated me since 2019 without any cause, without any notice, and without any reason. I called them up. They said, you are deactivated permanently. I asked them why. They are not sure why. They have some representative or customer service. They said, talk to the higher officer or higher officer, something like that. Even now, they don't have even any office. I cannot go around. My suffering is a nightmare. My American dream is a nightmare. I invested over $60,000 in my car. I work every day. My livelihood is everything depending on this car, depending on this job. I mean, within a minute, within a day, my job is gone. After I invested every money, every single thing on my car is gone. My living is gone. Since 6 months, I couldn't even pay rent. It's a like horrible situation for every single time. It's not just for me. I think it's a lot of other drivers too.
Yeah.
So we don't want to see those kind of sufferings anymore.
That's right.
It has to come to end. We cannot live under the monopoly games of those corporators. We need to end this. I would like to thank Mr. Shekhar Krishna. This bill is coming, but is not moving forward. We want to see some result. We want to see this bill passed immediately, as soon as possible. This is our final lifeline. If we don't pass this bill, that means this industry is not anymore for us. It's only for corporate control. We don't want to get controlled by them. We want an independent justice system. We want an independent judicial system that they can hear from us, they can protect our jobs. Our job means everything. We don't have a job, we don't have nothing. We lost everything. We don't want to see something like this anymore. This is the biggest injustice of this, I think, of this industry. So I would like to thank especially Bhairavi Desai from NYTWA and Mr. Shekhar Krishna for every one of you that for coming together, and we should fight until the end. I want to thank you everybody. Thank you so much.
Union power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power!
That's right, everyone. That's the power we have today. Now, we have other partners with us in this fight that I want to make sure to say a few words to, because they have shown at the Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund, they produced an incredible report that shows the impact of this issue on our drivers, with over 70% of drivers in Uber and Lyft being unjustly deactivated, and the overwhelming majority of them are drivers of color. To talk about ALDEF's report, I want to call up the legal director, Niji Jain, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Niji Jain. I'm legal director at ALDEF, Asian American Legal Defense and Education Fund. For over 50 years, ALDEF has fought for civil rights, immigrants' rights, workers' rights, for Asian Americans and all communities of color. Today, we are proud to stand with the New York Taxi Workers Alliance and all the drivers that keep this city moving.
That's right.
Recently, ALDEF released a report titled Deactivated Without Cause, based on surveys of hundreds of Uber and Lyft drivers, and what we uncovered was a crisis. First, drivers are being deactivated without notice and without process. More than 70% of deactivated drivers received no prior warning before losing their jobs. These were high-performing workers, long-time drivers with excellent ratings, no history of misconduct, yet suddenly, with the click of a button, they were cut off. Drivers didn't receive even basic facts about the allegations that cost them their job. Not before, not after. No dates, no descriptions, no evidence.
That's right.
All they would hear is a customer complaint. And without the facts, drivers could not defend themselves, even when they had witnesses, even when they had dashboard cameras.
Exactly.
Some drivers were even accused of things that were false, like being told that they were driving under the influence when a driver doesn't even drink, or a retaliatory accusation when a customer asked them to make an illegal U-turn.
Especially stop for breaches.
Yeah.
Every day they ask you to make a U-turn.
Yeah. Retaliation that where companies were taking the customer's side without any evidence, any information, any chance to defend. The second piece is that the appeals were not working. Drivers tried every possible avenue, calls, emails, going in person, chat, the Independent Drivers Guild, and yet more than 90% of drivers remained locked out. One driver went to the Uber office over and over again asking for answers, and all they ever told him was that it was a customer complaint. His deactivation was permanent, and he is still waiting. Here's why all of this matters. For 95% of the drivers that were surveyed, this is their entire family's primary income. Driving for Uber and Lyft is not just a side hustle. 85% of the drivers bought cars specifically to work for these apps. That means that when drivers are unfairly kicked off the apps, they don't just lose their income, they don't just lose their job, they're left with crushing car loans and work-related debt with no way to pay it off. Here's what we heard from drivers. I lost $30,000 on my car and my daughter had to drop out of college. Another driver said, my mother is very sick and I can no longer afford her medicine. And this is not just an economic justice issue. This is about justice for immigrant workers and workers of color. 95% of drivers that we surveyed are people of color. 69% of them are Asian American. And when drivers of color can be fired based on unsubstantiated complaints influenced by bias, by someone's accent, by their faith, by how they look, what religious garb they wear. That is racialized economic exclusion, and ALDEF has seen those patterns of bias for decades. It is time to stand up. We demand just cause for drivers, process, transparency, and accountability. The same protections that workers in other industries already have. Intro 276, led by Councilmember Krishnan, would prevent companies like Uber and Lyft from deactivating drivers without cause, protecting thousands of drivers from instant crisis. This fight is a movement for dignity, for fairness, and for racial and economic justice, and ALDEF is proud to be in it with all of you. Thank you.
All right, and now from the National Employment Law Project, that's also done great work with us on this issue, we're going to call up Staff Attorney Daniel Ocampo to say a few words. Come on up.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniel Ocampo. I'm a lawyer at the National Employment Law Project. It's cold, I'll be quick. I'm so happy to be here alongside my friends at the New York Taxi Workers Alliance, at Los Deliveristas Unidos. I work with app-based workers across the country, and all of them look to the taxi workers, to Los Deliveristas, as an example and as inspiration of what successful organizing can look like. And they look to New York City for example and inspiration of how city law can help make workers' lives better. So we are here today to call out the companies on these unfair, arbitrary, and often illegal firings, and to call on the City Council to hold a vote on this Bill 276, which would protect the city's Uber and Lyft drivers against this scourge. So right now, as we've heard, these companies regularly lock out drivers and deactivate them from the app without giving them any explanation or notice, and without any right to an independent appeal. One unverified customer complaint can mean you're fired, unable to make rent, and without recourse to get your job back. So what would this bill do? It would build on the demonstrated success of the city's just cause law for fast food workers that we enacted in 2021 and extend those same proven protections to Uber and Lyft drivers. The companies would have to follow a progressive discipline process and give 14 days notice before deactivating workers for cause, and then workers would be able to appeal their deactivations independently, not just to the companies. These are common sense protections. They've been tried and tested, and they're critically necessary. So the City Council should hold a vote on this bill, also on the similar bill that Los Deliveristas are pushing for the delivery workers, Intro 1332, hold a vote and take one more step towards making app-based jobs good jobs in New York. So thank you to the taxi workers, to Councilmember Krishnan, and you'll prove that when we organize, we win. That's right. Driver power! Union power!
Thank you so much, Daniel. And to conclude, we want to now, I said it before throughout, this is not a fight just of drivers. This is a fight of delivery workers too. Deliveristas están presente? Sí! To talk about their bill, which is the same thing to protect delivery workers from unjust firings, the same way taxi drivers are facing it too. We're going to call up Yadira Sanchez from Workers' Justice Project to say a few words.
Power! Power! Union! Power! Union! Power!
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today at City Hall. My name is Yadira Sanchez, and I'm here today representing the Workers' Justice Project, alongside our dedicated partners, and most importantly, the New York City workers who are the backbone of our economy. We're standing here today with a singular urgent message to the City Council. It is time to pass Intro 1332. It is time to pass Intro 276. It is time to pass Intro 1332. And it's also time to pass Intro 276. Intro 1332 is not merely a piece of legislation. It is a fundamental safeguard for the men and women who keep our city moving. This bill is essential to protecting our workers, stabilizing our local business, and ensuring fair employment practices for thousands of New Yorkers who are currently vulnerable. We have seen the hardship that unfair labor practices and predatory deactivations inflict on our families. Intro 1332 will stop these unfair actions, providing stability, due process, and dignity. We have seen how unfair deactivation subjugate our communities. We have seen how unfair deactivation put our families working as slaves. We urge every single council member to recognize the urgency of this moment. Your constituents, our neighbors, need this protection now. We are ready to work with you to bring this bill to the floor immediately and vote into a law. The time for delay is over. The time for justice is today. I want to introduce a leader in this fight against unfair deactivations, a visionary colleague, a friend who desires the well-being for every delivery worker and for every taxi worker. Please welcome my co-worker, William Medina.
Deliverista! Power! Deliverista! Power! Deliverista! Power! No driver! No driver! No driver! No!
Thank you. My name is William Medina. I'm a delivery worker for almost 7 years. And today, I stand before you to highlight the urgent need to pass Bill 1332 and Bill 276 legislation that will bring fairness, dignity, and accountability to the list of workers. Workers who have been recognized time and again as essential to our communities. This is a street safety issue. It is a public issue. By passing 1332, we protect 80,000 delivery workers and also 10 million on New Yorkers. This bill addresses several critical issues. First, it ensures that no delivery worker can be deactivated or removed from the platform without just cause. Too many hardworking people have lost their livelihoods without explanation, and this needs to end. Bill 1332 guarantees that any appeal regarding a deactivation or disciplinary action will be reviewed by a real human being, not solely by a machine or an algorithm. Workers deserve a fair process, one that listens, evaluates, and understands their circumstances. Third, if a worker is unjustly deactivated, this bill establishes the right to receive monetary compensation, providing financial protection during an already difficult moment. Finally, Bill 1332 requires companies to share essential data with government agencies so workers can be sure that information is being used responsibly, transparently, and in accordance with the law. In short, this legislation is about ensuring that delivery workers who keep our city moving every single day can work with dignity, respect, and the basic protection every worker deserves. Thank you.
Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias por todas sus palabras y su trabajo cada día. Los deliveristas están presentes, los taxistas están presentes, delivery workers are here, our drivers are here. Thank you all so much. So this concludes our press conference, but it nowhere near concludes our fight to get this across the finish line. Intro 276 is essential to protect our drivers. This is a fight about worker justice. This is a fight about immigrant justice, from Intro 276 to Intro 1332. We will move it forward and we will protect the essential workers of the city. Thank you all so much. Let's get this done.
Union power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power!
Guys, we need a picture. Can you line up?
Yes.
Can you line up?
Yes.
I'm out of here. Man.
Everybody will be calm. Don't worry.